Robin Hood and the Bishop. The Bishop of Hereford was very angry with Robin Hood for Ellen Adale's wedding. He was so angry that he wanted to kill Robin, but no one did. The wicked people were all afraid of Robin and his brave men. The people who were kind and good loved him. One day, the bishop took much money to a monastery. In those days, the men who lived in the monasteries were not always good. Sometimes they were very wicked. The bishop had to pass through Sherwood Forest. He gathered his servants and many soldiers. He hoped to kill Robin or to take him prisoner. He hoped most to take him prisoner. He knew his friend, the Sheriff of Nottingham, was Robin's greatest enemy. Sheriff promised to give much money to anyone who takes Robin prisoner. It was a bright sunny day in June when the bishop set out. It was cool and shady under the great trees of the forest. Wild roses and honeysuckle smelled so sweet. Birds sang. The world was full of beauty. Soon the wood was filled with the noise. Many soldiers in shining armor rode along with the bishop in the middle. Robin loved to walk in the forest alone. Suddenly, he saw the bishop and his men. They too saw him. One man, however, brave, could not fight against all these soldiers. Robin couldn't call his men. They were so far away. Robin knew that they would kill him or take him prisoner. It was a terrible moment. With wild shouts, the bishop and his men ran upon him. There was only one thing to do, and Robin did it. He ran away. Faster and faster he ran, closely followed by the bishop's men. Closer and closer grew the trees, and narrower the pathways. Horses stumbled over roots. It was a mad hunt. Robin knew every path and secret way in the woods. The trees seemed to hide him and spread out their roots to trip up the horses of the bishop's men. Robin's sweat was the color of the leaves, and that helped him. The men found it more and more difficult to run. At last, they lost him. He knew the danger was not yet over. In the far part of the wood, he came to an old woman's cottage. He often sent presents to this poor old man. Robin called out, "Open quickly and let me in." "Come in," said the old woman. "Come in quickly." "I'm Robin Hood. If you are really Robin Hood," said she, "I'll do anything to hide you from the bishop and his men." I swear to you, good woman, that I am truly Robin Hood. If you help me, my men, and I will never forget it." "I believe you, sir. You have an honest face," answered the old woman. "Where will you hide?" "In your grey dress," said Robin with a laugh. The old woman looked at him in surprise. "In my grey dress?" she said. "Yes," said Robin. "Give me a grey dress and a big white cap. Dressed in them, I can go through the wood. If I meet Bishop and his soldiers, I will look like any old woman. They will never stop to look at me. Then you put on my suit of green. If the bishop follows me here, he will mistake you for me. Let him take you prisoner. And do not be afraid. My men and I will soon be back to rescue you." "Bless your life, sir. How clever you are," said the old woman, laughing. When he was dressed, she gave him a walking stick. When Robin met several of the bishop's men, he bent his back and went slowly along like a very old man. So he got safely past. It took him a long time to get to his own men. He found it was very difficult to walk in distress. Little John was looking out for him. Robin waved his stick and shouted, but even his great friend did not know him. "Look at that woman," said Little John to Will Scarlet. "I believe it's a witch. I'll shoot an arrow at her and see." Little John knew that if it was a witch, she could fly away from the trees. He wanted to see her do it, but Robin cried out, "Stop, Little John, it is Robin Hood." Robin told his tale. Then he said, "Now gather all our men. We must fight the bishop and help this old woman." Very soon Robin, dressed in green, went at the head of his men through the forest.